Oh, what attempt are we on? I honestly, like, I'm manifesting the day there's a team.
Yeah.
It'll just make my life a lot easier.
I get you.
Do you understand?
I get you 100%.
Like, you know, like where there are times where like you're done filming or not even editing, you're done like recording or whatnot, and then you're like, okay, right, let's take a time out. And then it's like, hang on, if I take a time out, no one else is going to edit it. Because I actually did one point, I did look into getting an editor. Stupid. And then I realized how like expensive it was. And I was like, do you know what? Never mind. There's plenty of YouTube tutorials even.
Yeah.
How's your process? Like, how do you like go about it?
So the main thing is like just like listening to the news, like what is a hot topic? So maybe from TikTok, Twitter, I'm like, if I feel like there's something I can contribute to the topic, I will. But at the same time, there might be subjects which honestly I have no idea how to approach it. So I won't. I feel like sometimes people shouldn't comment on things if they're not the right person, especially when it comes to like social issues and stuff. You kind of have to look at your position as an individual and sort of assess it that way. I think it's quite important.
And also, like, I find it, I think the internet at the moment is very scary, like very, very scary. I think you and I both have, I mean, anyone, to be honest, has the ability to say something which could be misinterpreted.
Exactly.
And then that reach can be massive. So let me show you this real quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw my video on this, which pissed off a lot of people. That one.
I saw that. I just saw a sneak peek of some of those comments. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. But I thought, you know, it's the biggest video I've got, so I ain't going to get rid of it. But people like, I guess you can always misinterpret things different ways, though, because I'm sure there are things that we probably watch and we misinterpret it or perceive it to be something, and then like it's only a snippet. Do you know what I mean? Like I always say to people when they like bark at me, I'm like, oh, follow the link for the whole conversation, and they're like, well, don't put the inappropriate part of the conversation in. I'm like, do you know what? Yep, fair enough. But
I don't think that's fair though, because let's be honest, some people once they see you, in their mind they have an idea what they think that you're saying.
Yeah.
And I've experienced that so much. Like, even when I made that video that I took down about that TikToker who I just told you about, that I don't know his name.
When did you do that? Because I don't remember seeing that video.
I think it was over Christmas. And literally, like, I was in that Christmas vibes. I was like, okay. And I looked at some of the comments. I'm like, I don't have energy for this right now. Like, it's just pure racism. And TikTok doesn't do anything about it. That's one of the things I was just like, you know what? I'm not in the mood for this. I just deleted it straight away. I was like, no.
Do you ever like debate just like deleting the app and being like, oh fuck this, let's just
Yes.
Oh, I need to stop swearing. No, honestly, I'm gonna get a warning.
It's just so draining. So I get what you're saying. It's just like, especially you put so much effort in, and it's like, to be honest, those views we have, especially if we're talking about race, we're talking about our experiences of gender, sexuality, whatever, right? We have a right to express that, but it's always demonized. It's always like, we're in the wrong, even though we have a right to.
And like, I always find it really, because I was talking to my cousin about this, I always find it really interesting when I talk about something race related, and then like it ends up on like a bunch of racist people's page. So okay, without swearing because I'm going to get in trouble, but like I did a video, I can't even what it was on, it was ages ago. And then my cousin messaged me and was like, how the F has this made it onto racist TikTok, as in my video? And I was like, yo, you tell me. Couldn't tell you.
They obviously look at that type of content, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the weird.
But I don't know about you, but I've become quite immune. Initially, I used to get really upset. I think when we first became friends, I'd be like, I would get really upset about it. And now I'm like, you know, you're taking the time out of your day to comment on my stuff, and you're helping my algorithm.
It's true. That's a good way to think about it.
You're actually helping my algorithm. And I always think, do you know what? I've got more likes and views than negative comments. Yeah. Yeah?
It's true.
So
I think you were telling me that about your engagement as well. They're still engaging.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I'll be lying if I said sometimes more than others, it gets to me. I'm just kind of like, because there's just so many comments just pooling in. I think with YouTube, it's never like that. It's more balanced. So it's easier to ignore. And then also with TikTok, the notifications, I'm like, I don't need to be having these notifications
turn them off. I do. Mine are turned off.
How do you turn it off? I need to look at how to do that because it still comes up.
I will show you afterwards, but mine are turned off, and then I just see it if I want to.
Yeah, because when I log onto the app, it comes up at the bottom.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a way.
This is draining, man. These comments are just too much, honestly.
But not enough for you to stop, though.
True, that's true. The thing is, I feel like I like being able to say what I think, and I'm not going to stop doing that. But at the same time, I'm like,
do you want a drink?
But at the same time, like, this is wrong. Like,
yeah.
But honestly, I don't know if you saw it, but there was this post, where it was talking about apparently how TikTok staff choose to an extent who goes viral.
Yes. Yeah. Was it you I was like, talking to you about this?
Did you send it to me? Well,
I've spoken to someone about it in the last 2 or 3 days, but I can't remember. Maybe it was you. But I just feel like it's something that everyone would be talking about at the moment when they see it.
Yeah. And when I looked at the comments, a lot of people were like, oh, this is why certain insert rappers have blown up. Da, da, da. Yeah. I'm like, to be honest, I don't really... The rappers they were listed, I thought, that's a little unfair, okay? I like their music. But when it comes to certain TikTokers, I'm like, you might have a point there.
Yeah.
Because their content is not like... Especially the dance ones.
It's not my niche. Saying. Yeah, I mean, like, I keep on saying this. I'm a firm believer in that there's like... There's like a audience and like a niche for everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I really think that is a thing. Whether it appeals to me or not. Do you know what I mean? I think I really like how there's been like a space made for everyone to thrive. I think that's okay, maybe not so much people like Andrew Tate. But do you know what I mean? Like the dancers, it's not my thing, but I can appreciate it. I think it's really cool to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like loads of, that's true, like gaming, the beauty stuff. Like there's so much different communities online in general.
One of my best mates from secondary school, so she's really into fitness. Her following has blown, like literally. Really? It's incredible. You literally can make it, but she's really passionate about it, and it was very much like waiting for it to happen, and now she's doing so well. I'm here for it because I don't know about you, but I get really. I saw this thing, right? And this person was saying about how like they get like, I don't know if annoyed is the right word, but they get like they get jealous when they see their friends doing well. And if anything, when I see my friends performing well, I'm like, do you know what? That actually motivates me. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, I wish that. I mean, obviously I do wish it was me, but it's not in the way like, oh, I wish it was me and not you. It's like, oh my God, you've done so well. I'm so pleased for you. This has motivated me to work more and work harder.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. That's the more positive way to think about it because, let's be honest, I feel like people do experience jealousy, but the reality is if you're experiencing jealousy to the fact that you can't see your friends succeeding, that is not... How are you going to focus on your own journey if you're constantly comparing yourself to other people's journeys? Like, it's just not healthy. It's
almost like, okay, so your success is my success. My success is your success. Do you know what I mean? But that's how I see it.
Exactly. And your friends are a part of your community. Like, then when you're doing well, you're both uplifting each other. Like, that's how friendship should be, ideally. But it's complicated, but
I have a current issue at the moment, right? So I'm like, whenever I leave the house, I'm trying, it feels so disingenuous now. I'm trying really hard to like put on like a smile, which sounds really stupid, but at the moment, maybe it's just I'm not a winter person. I think that doesn't help. Winter just isn't winter just isn't me. Like it's cold. I feel like people want to socialize less.
True.
When days get darker sooner, you leave to go to work when it's dark, you come back and it's dark. Do you know what I mean? But people keep on saying to me, like, oh, like, what's wrong? Like, all the time, literally at home, at work, what's wrong? Someone came up to me the other day and they were like, I'm not even trying to sound rude. And I was like, no, like, go on, what's that? They were like, what's wrong? And I think, so for me now, I'm trying really hard to keep, what's the term called when you always look miserable?
Resting bitch face.
Yeah, So now I'm just there like with a constant like grin on my face. Like literally anyone I see. I think I was even walking out of the back door, right, back door from work, and I literally looked like a Cheshire cat. I think the poor girl who saw me
I'm
probably.
sorry. Like this is not like I just feel like you should be able to express like you're not going to be happy all the time, and even if you look like that, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not happy. Like I feel like people are too analytical of people's moods and stuff like that. That's what I feel inclined to say, but I don't know. But I kind of get it. Obviously, if they're your friend, they're like, "Oh, you're right."
Oh no, just randomers. No, just randomers.
Random people, I'm like, okay, you need to just sit back a little bit. You know what I mean? But I get it. I get what they're saying, but it's just that's just how our faces are. Like I've experienced that as well. It's just like sometimes, even like when I play video games, I look so serious. Like that's just how my face is.
I mean, you're not smiling when you're playing a video game, though, are you? To be fair,
Like if I concentrate, that's the thing. Like you might be thinking about something, and then that's when your face looks like that. That's generally how it is for me. But it doesn't mean we're upset. We're just thinking. We're just concentrating. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's basically what I'll tell them. But what did you tell them when they said that to you?
I think I just said it's just my face. I think I was just like, yeah, it's just my look. Just my brand.
What else can you say though? Because
I don't really know, and like you can only say it so many times. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, "No, you sure you're right?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah."
It makes you feel awkward. You're like, "Oh,
really
God, I look so like stressed out."
And like, it makes me a bit conscious for when I like date someone and it's a bit long term, because I'll be there at the family events having like an alright time. My face is just like, what's wrong with him?
The thing is, once someone knows you, this is why I don't think you should change or anything, because once someone knows you, they'll know that that's a part of who you are. Yeah. So then what's the point of like you going around like that's just not you, you know what I mean? Like do you get it? Does that make sense?
It does.
Hopefully it makes sense.
Okay, so I need some help off you. So basically, I'm not a thing is with me, right? I feel like a bit like yourself, I guess, in a way. If I don't have too much knowledge on something or I can't make a good discussion, I don't want to talk about it because I just think I look like an absolute dickhead.
Yeah.
Right? However, I'm really intrigued to know all the stuff that's going down currently with our Prime Minister, because I feel like, not a teacher, yeah, but can you give me like, because I know you're like more like, is woke the right word, or like in touch with like
woke?
Is woke not
woke is just like not in right now. The way that term has been co-opted, but anyway, that's another conversation.
Isn't woke like, hang on, sorry, but isn't woke like liberal? Oh, we get no. Okay, we'll skip.
No, let's just do a quick. Woke is really a Black American term, and it's like as there was more backlash against people talking about race and stuff, then it was like, oh, you're so woke. It's become an insult. Anyway, let's move on to the British politics.
Can you give me the down low? Yeah,
so British politics is a mess right now. It's like a huge topic in a sense.
You say that though, but has it not? And this is as someone who really needs to like learn more. Do you not think it's always been like that? Like for a very long period?
It has. In
my memory, it has been, but maybe that's coming from someone who doesn't have as much knowledge as I should / he should or whatnot. You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't. The thing is, like, I think politics is made intentionally inaccessible. Like sometimes they don't want us to know what is going on, and just thinking of like recent topics and stuff, like we've seen the rise in transphobia, how the Conservative government is playing into that with them vetoing this bill that the Scottish Parliament wanted to put in place. So it's just interesting to see how they use cultural wars to distract from issues like the cost of living crisis. And one of the examples that comes to my mind is with Rishi Sunak and how his response to the cost of living crisis was to make young people learn maths until they're 18
Are you a maths person?
No.
Are you? Neither.
I've never been into maths.
Are you more like written?
Yeah, I was more of a history, sociology, English literature.
What's your degree in?
Politics.
Okay.
In international relations.
Makes sense.
Yeah. My politics is a little rusty now, I'm not going to lie, but I'm still interested in it, sort of thing. And it's something that I still talk about.
Okay, cool. Can you, what's the seatbelt thing?
The seatbelt situation?
Yeah.
So basically...
I'm really out of touch. I think, do you know what it is, right? This sounds really awful, but sometimes I find the news so overwhelming I just like block it out.
You're not the only one.
Do you know what I mean, though? Because
You're not the only one.
it just gets too much. I remember there was a time at like the end of last year, and it was cost of living, Ukraine, and I just thought I think I turned my phone off for like over a week because I just thought I don't want to see it. It's just it's too much.
I don't blame you. And then we had what's that guy's name that was in the I'm a Celebrity in the Jungle?
Matt Hancock.
Yeah, we had that whole thing. And that was painful, honestly. The way that I felt like people were falling for it, like they just forgot about his decisions in the pandemic.
Didn't they say it was so he because he's going to like? I think he's either going to or has just released a book. I think it was alongside the promotion of that.
Yeah, he's going to release a book, and then also there's rumors that he's going to have a reality TV show. So we're going to have to deal with that as well.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely delightful. But yeah, that is the state of British politics. It's this thing where it's like, for white male politicians especially, there's this focus on personality, and it always just distracts from the issues for some people. Obviously, ordinary working class people, black and brown people, we're like, hold on a minute, didn't Boris say Muslim women are like letterboxes, post boxes or something? Like, he said so much Islamophobic stuff, he said so much anti-black stuff. We think of that. But for some other people, it's just like, oh, that's just Boris. That's just Boris doing Boris type of thing. You know what I mean?
It's not like a justification, though, is it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, but
don't be a dickhead.
He gets babied. The amount of controversies he was in, and to be honest with you, I can't even think of all of them. It just blurs into one, but it was a hot mess. I can't even remember how long he was Prime Minister. It was just too long. But yeah, we've had 12 years of Conservative government. It would be nice to have a Labour government, but at the same time, I don't think Labour will address everything as well.
Agreed.
It's just like the lesser evil sort of thing. And then Keir Starmer, like, I don't know if you saw recently, you know, there's been a lot of conversation because of that police officer that was a serial rapist around women's safety with the police. And he was being interviewed and he was like, oh, so the interviewer asked him, what would you recommend women do if they are in a situation where they need help or support? Like, would you encourage them to go to the police?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, yes, I understand the stress of this situation, but I would definitely recommend them to go to the police. And I'm just like, this is not, like, who's on your team? Like, who recommended you to say that? Like, that was the worst thing he could have responded.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Because it's not impacting him is the reality of the situation.
And I think also when a lot of people are like, is it out of touch? Is that the right saying?
Yeah, like, he just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
He's just not impacted. He doesn't care, let's be honest. He doesn't care. And I feel like with Keir, he's just trying to say whatever he thinks that is gonna pop for him. And he's just so dry. There's nothing about him. Like, I don't even think that the demographics that he's trying to appeal to are going to warm up to him.
Yeah.
They're not. They're just going to vote Conservatives again. And we're going to be sitting here in the same situation of a Conservative party again. It's just too much. Like,
okay, I think we need something a bit lighter.
we do.
Can we do a segment?
Yeah.
So I got this thing called, big up my mate Darius, because Darius actually came up with this. It used to be called This or That, but then I was like, I was trying to come up with like a new name, but like, you know, when you've got like creative blocks and you just can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than often at the moment. But so then I thought, okay, because it's called The Winning Side, my friend Darius was like, why don't you call it Side to Side? Quite like it.
Okay, yeah, it gives me Ariana, Nikki vibes.
Yeah, I am an Ariana stan, to be fair. Nikki, not so much. Right, so basically, the way this works is, so side to side, I've got 5 things, right? So basically, I want you to tell me which one you prefer and just give me a reason why.
Okay, cool.
Side to side, right? Okay, Disney or Nickelodeon?
Disney or Nickelodeon? I was a Disney kid, so I'm going to say Disney. Like, I loved That's So Raven. Proud Family. What else? Recess.
Yeah. It's very superior, isn't it?
I loved Hannah Montana as well. I'm not even going to lie. High School Musical as well. I loved that. That was my favourite.
I could see you as like a real like Monique Coleman stan.
Who's that? Oh, Monique.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did I send you that thing? She did like an interview with something not too long ago. I think was it you I
Yeah.
sent it to?
I don't think so, but
I'm
I
gonna send it
saw
to you
it. I saw
afterwards.
it. That was
But about how like everyone got to go on the tour but her and Corbyn.
mm,
Make it make sense.
seems like not a coincidence to me, is what I thought when I saw that. Like, it's just sad. Like,
She was my favourite as well. They were my favourites, them too.
yeah.
Okay, right. So if you're going on a date, hypothetically,
Okay.
it's not that deep. It's cool. Okay, so a restaurant, a restaurant or a
Okay.
picnic.
Restaurant or a picnic? Hmm. I think that's kind of a hard one because it depends on the time of the year, the person you're going with, type of thing. Like, what are they into? What am I into? Like, I kind of want to do something that they want to do as well.
Are you a compromiser?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
To an extent. To an extent.
Okay.
But for me, I think probably picnic because I think it's more.
It's
like,
cute and it's intimate, and they can pick like personal things for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can bring like different food and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially in summer, that'll be so nice, sort of thing.
What would be your go-to food?
Go-to food. I don't know why I just thought of cake straight away.
Yeah.
But like sandwiches and like I just imagine like a little basket or something like that.
It seems. I think it's very American.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really like a British thing. I would love for it to be.
That is true. Yeah.
But like everything I see is like an American film. Have you ever had that? You can talk.
Okay. Well, I don't know. For me, it'd be restaurant.
You prefer restaurant to pick?
He's a bougie bitch.
Ooh.
Well, it kind of
depends
says
on the
everything. At uni, I did the whole sugar daddy situation, so.
Oh, did you? Okay. Ooh.
Very jealous.
So for me, it'd be restaurant, just
Okay.
Okay. Needs must.
Not gonna lie. But I feel like picnics is more chill. Like sometimes the restaurant.
I saw this TikTok the other day,
Not
right?
feeling it, like.
And it was really interesting. This guy was talking about when he goes on dates with other guys, and he was saying like sometimes when it's somewhere really formal, like a restaurant, it almost kind of feels like a job interview.
Yes, that is the thing that would put me off.
And I was like, do you know what? I hear that because like say you haven't met before, right? And you're just someone knocked on the door, and then someone's like, oh, like where were you born? What are you into? What are you looking for? Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit rough, like.
Yeah, I don't think everybody does well in that sort of environment because, as you said, it feels quite formal. Where I feel like a picnic is more casual.
You don't have to dress up,
especially if you don't click with them. It's just like, okay, bye.
Yeah,
it's not as awkward, I think, as going out to some fancy restaurant type thing. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I am a compromiser. Like, it depends what they want to do as well. Like, if they wanted to do something on one day, I'd want to do that, and then I choose the next one. That's kind of like how I approach dates, I guess.
You're better than me.
What do you do generally then?
I mean, I just want to be treated, innit? I just want to be I just want to be fucking wined and dined.
Oh, that's good as well, though.
I know my worth. I know what I want. I will know what I deserve. But I can appreciate someone being a compromiser. I'd want whoever I'm dating to be a compromiser for me.
Yeah.
But no, like obviously, like I'm not like a dickhead. Like I wouldn't want anyone to do anything. I remember there was this one guy I dated, right? Oh God rest his soul. Wait, no, he's not dead. But like, no, but he was like overcompensating. Like to the point that it's like too much. It'd be like, oh, what do you want to do? Whatever you want to do. And I just think, nah.
You have to have an opinion. That's the thing.
It gets boring. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
I think that's people pleasing. There's a difference. There's a difference between like wanting to do an activity you both enjoy, then just wanting to do what the other person wants to do because you want them to like you so bad. Like that's not attractive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So music or TV?
Music all the way. Like, I don't know. I love TV so much as well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a huge film TV nerd, but I'm also a huge music nerd as well. So, like, I just think of like Tupac. What music do I like? But I like all music, really. Hip hop, R&B, pop. I do love pop. I'm not gonna lie.
Masculine guys or feminine guys?
Masculine guys or feminine guys? That is an interesting question,
There's a big debate about this at the moment.
The thing is, I don't like. I'm open to any type of man, but I can appreciate masculinity and femininity in men. Like some men are a mixture of both, or like feminine guys as well. Like I just like men in general. Like I'm not gonna like some people they will discriminate against the guy because they're feminine, but I find that attractive.
I just feel like, and obviously I've met some lovely masculine guys, like some genuinely like really decent masculine guys, but from what I've encountered, it's very rare for them to be in touch with their feelings, in touch with their feels, you know. And I feel like it gives me comfort if I'm like linking a sensitive guy that if there's issues or there's anything we need to address, I know that it's more than likely compared to them who aren't, we're going to have a conversation, we can find a resolution. Whereas those who aren't necessarily, I guess, in that kind of like, what's the word? Not area, but like that type of guy.
They're just not like
they're not willing to address it, and that's when the issues occur. You know. All right, last one. Beyonce or Rihanna?
Oof. Beyonce or Rihanna? Do I have to pick?
Yes.
No, I don't want to. I don't like picking between black women. I'm not gonna lie.
No, who do you listen to more?
You know what this reminds me of? There's that anchor guy who was like, because you know Rihanna's doing Super Bowl.
Yes,
and he was like, she's no Beyonce. I'm like, oh Lord. For me personally, Rihanna gives me a different, she has her own sort of style and vibe that I appreciate, just as Beyonce does. Like, especially that Anti album.
Is it your favourite?
Chef's Kiss.
Yeah.
Yes. And then also like when she first came on the scene with like Ponder Replay and yeah, I mean, I love Rihanna and I love Beyonce. I'm not gonna lie, as a socialist, as an anti-capitalist, there are things that they do that I disagree with heavily. But if we're just gonna focus on music,
yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Who do I prefer? Who do you prefer?
Rihanna.
Didn't you just say Rihanna?
No, I didn't pick.
Okay.
I didn't pick.
Okay.
So it's out there. I didn't pick.
Okay, mine's Beyonce.
Yours is Beyonce. Okay.
I just love Beyonce. The Lemonade, like, you know, like how like some music has such like I don't know, just so much power, like, and just so much like you can really associate it with like particular moments and time periods and all that. That's Lemonade. Lemonade is literally just
Lemonade.
Lemonade is my Bible. Lemonade, it's so gorgeous. I love Renaissance. I think Renaissance is incredible.
Yeah.
But Lemonade is just, I can't fault it. I'm obsessed to this very day.
Beyonce is very talented. She is.
Love Island this year. What are you saying?
Love Island winter's been dry this year. Like, I think I watched the first episode and it
just for context, are you like an active Love Island watcher usually?
No.
Okay.
No, I just sort of dip in and dip out. It's usually Twitter. It's Black Twitter that gets me into Love Island.
Yeah, okay.
Like, without Black Twitter, I probably would never watch it. Mm-hmm. It's just the commentary makes it so entertaining. So I'm like, oh, let me tune in and see what's going on. That's generally me.
I just think Love Island is just such easy comfort watch. And like, obviously, do you know what my issue is? I went for a meal with a friend. What is wrong? It's this. I went for a meal with friends the other day and I was saying, do you know what? My content, which I consume, is very like heavy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very like heavy, like it's very dominated by like black rights and like the environment. And I was like, do you know what? I just need things that don't take a lot of concentration.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean?
You have to have a balance.
You have to. It's too much.
It impacts you after a while, I think. Like, you have to look after yourself.
Like, my recommendations on Netflix are literally just black history stories and like our planet. And I just think, so Love Island is like my comfort watch. I've been a bit crap this year, to be honest, because I just feel like, I don't know, I associate Love Island with summer.
Yeah.
I associate Love Island with summer. And I just feel like, I don't know what it is. It just isn't the vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the whole like idea of it being like in the winter period is just a bit mad to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't hit the same.
I think it's the engagement as well, because when it comes out in the summer, like everyone's talking about it. You can't go anywhere without people talking about it. Whereas now, I forget it was even on.
Yeah, I do really think they just need to stick to summer, because I also don't think it's fair on the people that have gone on.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like previous seasons, the career opportunities which the Summer Islanders have got,
it's true.
They're like the winter ones. I can't even think of.
I can't remember anybody apart from like
Lewis Capaldi,
Priscilla and
was she on the winter one?
Michael. Yeah, they won, didn't they? Did they win?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch the winter one.
I can't remember.
Priscilla's doing really well though. I didn't realise she was on the winter one.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, wicked.
She wasn't on the main.
She's doing she's doing really well. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. But I think when we think about them, even like the opportunities, like compared to India or Kaz and who else is there?
You, Andy?
Yeah, like they're getting so much opportunities traveling all the time.
Yeah.
The winter ones, I don't like in comparison. Not that they're not successful, but
there's a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
Honestly, like India is just the it girl. I think India has I think she's living. The way her success is what I want every black girl to have that goes on Love Island. Do you mean like she got the love story and she's getting deals left, right, and centre, and like she is the it girl?
Did she get the love story? Like, I don't really. I'm not gonna lie, Dammy. I know you.
I think he's lovely.
I know you really like Dammy, and I did like that video of him with the kids where he was walking down the street and they were like his security. That was so cute. I was like, okay, we're seeing a slightly different side to Dammy. But I don't know, that whole summer situation, I didn't really like how he treated her in that. I'm not going to lie. I wish him the best, of course.
But like career-wise,
yeah,
she's doing, I would say, I think she's probably the most successful.
She is
Black Islander?
Like, yeah, she is.
Like ever, I would say.
She is.
Compared to the deal she's getting compared to everyone else. Obviously, I think Priscilla's probably second, to be fair, because she's got that really popular podcast. Have you listened to it?
No.
It's called Nailing It. Very good. I really like it with Simply Shire and Winnie. Yeah, I'm Team India.
She's Jamaican as well, isn't she?
Yes. I love it, Yardi.
We love India.
Okay, so I want to get your take on this. So, oh my God, what's it called?
Tinder.
Okay, so Tinder is reportedly testing a $500 per month premium plan for the dating service. Motivated daters, the new service, which would cost roughly $6,000 per year, is reportedly being tested internally at the moment. Wants to know your level of motivation in the pricey new membership that it might offer soon. Additional benefits. Benefits would include subscribers, likes, seen faster by other users, along with better profile recommendations. Okay, so obviously the price is I can't swear. Obviously the price is a disgrace. The price is a disgrace.
Yeah.
Like, inevitably. I think we can all agree with that.
Honestly, like, even from what you just described, it doesn't seem like it's much different to the general premium. What is it, like
Plus,
£15 or something?
Something like that.
What are you getting from the $500 or £500 or whatever it is? Like, it doesn't seem like you're getting that much to have that much money.
So when I was at uni, I had some friends too who both met partners' other halves through using Plus. Through using Plus. Yeah. And they both said to me, they were like, "Oh, like recommend it. Like it's really good." Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll happily admit, did it for 1 month. Personally, is it worth I guess 15 is different to 500. Is it worth the £15? I guess it's how much you prioritize dating apps. Because someone said to me, they were like, think of it as like how much you would pay for like a subscription to like Netflix or Spotify. And I was like, okay, I get that. But obviously the idea of dating is very different to actually consuming something. Because you're always like getting something out of like, during listening to music or like watching something, whereas like you aren't necessarily going to get matches from Tinder Plus.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
When I was thinking about my response, I was just like, to be honest, like everyone's experiences on dating apps are not the same. And I just think even if you're spending £500, like, I guess it kind of links to Love Island conversation, like, especially around Black women, statistically, us getting matches on apps is even harder. So then you're putting your hard-earned cash of $500 or £500 or whatever. That doesn't mean that you're gonna.
Quick question: where did you go to uni?
Sorry?
Where did you go to uni? Do you know what? Low key, paying for dating apps, kind of hear it. Not $500, but I kind of hear it. I'll tell you what, because I had a conversation with someone, and the way I see it is, someone said to me, okay, £500 is disgraceful. $500 is just way too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
But someone said to me, if you want to meet people through an app and you're serious about dating, paying for it is almost like a way of showing dedication. So like if someone was to pay for an app, you'd like to think more than not it's something more like legitimate and genuine. Whereas with the free apps, people happen to be looking or tend to be looking for more short-term things. So I can kind of
see what you're saying there.
I can kind of appreciate and understand why people would lean towards paying for apps, because she did say I could say this. So I was talking to my mum about it yesterday, and she was saying to me how the people that she's met on the apps that she's paid for have been more long-term.
They're more invested, isn't it? They're literally perfect. Well, yeah, money.
They're more invested. Therefore, I am for paying for a dating app if you're looking for something substantial. I get it. I hear it. Just not $500. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think now that you worded it that way, yeah, I can understand why people would pay that amount of money. But then it's like, I'm
not in a position where I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah.
But like, I can.
Cost of living crisis and people spend it. Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
This podcast is too expensive. But I get it. I hear it, and I can appreciate it.
If you can afford it and you're really dedicated to dating, I don't really see anything wrong with it. Like,
because also, like, I think a lot of people, myself included, if I was to meet someone out that I fancied, unless they showed me like a really blatant interest, I would feel too awkward to approach them. So for like people like me, an app is the best alternative, because having that match,
easier to meet,
and it shows you've got the mutual interest.
Yeah,
you know.
I see what you're saying, but there's part of me that's kind of like, I feel like meeting people in person, you kind of
you're just a hopeless romantic. That's what it is.
I am.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I feel like, I don't know, I like the internet and being able to meet people that way sometimes. But then I always feel like, am I going to end up in a ditch? Like, I don't really know you. Like, I always think of the worst case scenario that's going to happen.
Public places, public settings.
That's true. There's ways to...
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, don't really trust the internet.
So are you not like, are you not for dating apps? Are you more about like authentic, like meets?
I'm not against dating apps.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've all used them. But my experiences on them... haven't been that great, to be entirely honest with you. So it's like, now I'm just kind of like meeting people in person. Like, I am awkward. Like, I'd find it hard to approach someone. But what I've experienced on apps, I'm like, maybe I need to start getting out there and just going for it a bit more. Do you get what I mean? So
I obviously, you know, as being a Black person, the apps can make it. I want to. Can I play something?
Yes.
So I think you already know what this is. So someone found my podcast on TikTok, and they found my account.
It was someone that found your podcast that sent you that.
Yeah. Because we were talking about dating, like queer dating. I was talking to my guest about queer dating.
Okay.
And you know, like when someone just quite clearly hasn't got the knowledge to like understand like wider issues. Mm-hmm. So this guy messaged me, right? And this is what he said to me. I don't know if the sound's going to be all right. I'm going to put it by the microphone.
I'll never kiss a white boy, let alone date one. I know it sounds bad, but it's what it is, I guess. Like, no disrespect, it's just not what I find attractive, you know.
So obviously at that point, I'm thinking, do you know what? Like, the expectation is so low, and you can't even fit that. He blocked me after because I was like, look, like I think that's a bit. I think that's a bit weird, mate. Like I'm not for that. And he was like, "Oh, it's not. I'm not a racist. I think black and mixed race and brown men are beautiful and gorgeous, and I want to appreciate that beauty."
Ew.
I was like, I get preferences. I really get preferences, but not to the not like that.
Okay, because
Go on, no, take
I have
away.
what's the word?
Alternative.
Yeah, I have an alternative view to that, because I feel like when people have preferences, there's always something in their mind that is shaping that preference. So if you like, sometimes if you just ask them, okay, so why do you only date insert here person, they'll be like, especially around certain like women of color, they'll be like, oh, they're more submissive, or oh, they're feisty, or they're like, there's always this kind of character that is covered across. It's not, you're not appreciating that person and respecting their culture. It's like a kind of fetishizing way of.
You're the first guest to be able to pronounce that properly.
Oh, really?
I have to cut that out all the time because no one can pronounce it.
It is a hard word.
It is a hard word. Yeah.
But yeah, like, they don't actually like you. They just like the idea of you, and this kind of twisted view that they have of black people.
Okay, what about like if someone has a preference for racial comfort?
Racial comfort? Do you mean like a black person dating a black person? Well, I'm cool with that. I mean, that's me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's me.
It's interesting because even with John Boyega, when he said, did you see the backlash he got when he said that he prefers to date black women?
Like, a lot of people, I've never seen it like that before, ever. I've never seen there be so much.
I've experienced that. Like, I remember at uni, I think, what was this, 2019?
Yeah.
Like, I was just talking to some of my classmates. I was saying that I prefer to date black men. They were like, oh, really? Like, why do you only... Yeah, they were proper like that. They were like, oh, why do you only date black men? I'm like, that was the first time I experienced that. I was like, whoa, like, why is it such an issue that I only want to date black men? Like, what the hell?
So I'm someone who... because of where I live, I had like less options when I was younger.
Yeah.
And because of admittedly, I guess a bit of self-hate and like internalized racism and homophobia, my type was very much like white, blonde hair. I can acknowledge that now though, do you know what I mean? Blue eyes.
Right. Yeah.
And I was talking to someone about it the other day, and they were like, well, what's your preference? I was like, oh, black men. And they were like, oh, but like, how does that work? Because you haven't felt this way before. And I was like, do you know what it is though? I have like educated myself on the issues and like why I don't really gravitate, like lean towards that no more, because I just know that it's really backwards. And I think I can't go on about it again because I'm not going for another war. But yeah, I can now understand why I felt a certain way then didn't now, you know.
Yeah, let's be honest, it's the way that we're socialized. Like, growing up, when I look at my childhood, it was so much anti-black racism. So that really impacts your mind. It impacts how you interact like as a child. And the most important thing is that you were able to recognize that and be like, yeah, I know that this is something that I need to work on, because there's still people, and I've seen so many conversations about old tweets and all this sort of stuff. But the reality is you can't blame people for being upset around that, because it's still an issue. It's still impacting people, anti-blackness, colorism, etc. So
I'll tell you what does it for me though, right? When like I'll be like on an app, and like obviously like the queers can be quite selfish, and they'll be like, oh, you're light skinned. So like I've had it where like someone will say to me, I'll be like on an app hypothetically. Well, no, sorry, let me start again. So like, I'll be like on an app, and then like a guy will say to me, oh, like you're so exotic, like, oh, like light skinned, you're so exotic. My favorite flavor is ready salted. I have tomato ketchup with my roast dinner. What about that? What about that makes me exotic? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I think I can't even reply to it. I'm just like, really? Really?
Yeah, it's true. And I think
I can't even entertain it either.
Yeah, it's just so exhausting. I experienced that. It's like, where are you from? Like, if that's the first question they ask you, sometimes, not always, it's a key indicator they're only talking to you because you look a certain way. And like, light skin privilege is real. And that's why when there's light skinned black people that don't acknowledge it, I'm like, we see it all the time. So it's like, if you're intentionally saying, oh no, it's not a thing, that is a certain type of person that is just not being honest.
Of course,
about how the world is. Because, like, honestly, I see it all the time. People treat you differently. I don't even really think about my skin color that much. In terms of being black, yes. But in terms of the shade and people making comments about my skin color in that sense, I've never experienced that. So why would I
Mhm.
act as if I have?
Okay, cool. Do
Like-
pickup lines work for you?
No,
If they're clever,
it doesn't.
what do you want then? Just like,
I just want someone that can just have a conversation. Is that too much to ask for?
I think it is, to be honest.
Yeah. On apps, it's just always like, I've noticed a lot of guys, like, they don't know how to have a conversation. Like, sometimes it'll go in that direction where it's very sexual straight away. I'm like, I don't want that. Like, that's not
Do you
seen
know,
as an object, bro.
For me, I wouldn't want that until like a one meet.
What, after you've met? Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Because like, I don't know. I want to like build like a friendship first. Not like obviously not like a friend zone friendship, but I want to
I
like.
get what you're saying.
I want us to have like banter and like, do you know what I mean? Before like,
I feel like it shows that they don't have boundaries. Like, there was this guy.
or long term interest.
There was this guy I was talking to over Christmas, yeah. And I think it was Christmas Day, actually. We just chit and chat. He was actually interesting. Like, okay, I probably won't go into too much detail about what he does.
No, don't.
But
just yeah.
he was like kind of like a journalist type thing. Right?
Okay.
I'll just explain
Cool.
it like that.
Yeah, writer.
And that's how we kind of bonded, because he was able to recognize like some of the social issues and stuff. Like, generally guys don't get it. So I was like, oh, this is
And it's rare. I think it's rare to find that common like trait. Yeah. Yeah.
Then on Christmas, unprovoked, he sent me this picture of him without his shirt on. And it was like this weird angle of his chest and his stomach.
Guys can't take selfies, you know.
It was like, there's nothing wrong with hair on stomach and the chest. But I was like, why are you sending this to me? I was like, sorry, like, you've really eroded my boundaries. Bye. And
you said that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I didn't say it like that. That's me paraphrasing. I can't remember the exact words.
Okay.
But I was just like, what made you think that I want to, like, respect my boundaries, respect them. That's her. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? And it was like, I think what shocked me about that, but in a way it's not shocking, is that there's a lot of men that portray themselves as like male feminists, but they will especially be the ones to do stuff like that because they know the words to get you interested.
Yeah.
They're just, there's nothing different about them. They're just the same.
It's a strategy. That's what it is. It's like a way to like gain like initial interest, and then like a lot of people, not all, but a lot of people, I think people hold on to like good moments. They treasure them, even if that's like what you get less of, like more than bad, no, less than bad even. Sorry, but because like the good moments are so good, you kind of like hold and fixate. I mean, I'm a victim of that. I
think we've all done that. Yeah.
But you do, don't you? You hold on, you fixate onto it, and it's like, okay, like they can be like they can be a 10 out of 10, 10% of the time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold on to that.
Giving them the benefit of the doubt.
So I'm going to hold on to that 10% of the time, whereas the other 90%, they're being an absolute.
Yeah. That's why it's important to date men that are aware of their privilege, because if they're not, the situations you're going to get into.
Yeah.
And it's just like being an ally, and like that's a constant process of just like learning. That I think sometimes people think once they've read one feminist book that they're done. That's all they have to do, sort of thing. So yeah, which obviously isn't all we have to do. It's a lifelong journey that we all have to take.
Yeah, a victim of liking men.
Yeah, they're exhausting. Oh my gosh, they're so exhausting. Oh.
Time to tap out. Like, I find it really interesting how, obviously I'm a man, so I can acknowledge that the way that I interpret things can be very different. But I find it really interesting how people react. Are these cameras still on? Okay. Thanks. I can appreciate how the way in which we date and way we behave is going to be seen differently compared to the way that women behave and act, you know? And I think this has been like a very like
how it's perceived, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not the rum's making me lose my vocabulary and my dictionary. But you know what I mean? And I get
what you're saying.
Yeah, and I think the way that she's been, I don't know, seen recently is just a bit whack, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know, I find that interesting. Like, there's so many layers to it, because I feel like she's getting backlash. There's like different groups that are saying different things.
Who is she with now?
She's with Damson, is it Damson Idris?
Oh, I'm so jealous.
He's an actor in Snowfall.
I'm so
That's
jealous.
what I know from. Yeah, he's very handsome. I'm not gonna lie, he's very handsome. I thought he was dating Sweetie at some point. They did some like little.
I think they're all just like floating around.
They did like this, or it could be. I think it was when she was like throwing shade at. Who was she dating? Was it Quavo? I think it was Quavo from the Migos.
Yes.
She was like, there was a point where they split up where she was just like, she was just living her best life and all that sort of, and they hated on her there. It's like a very similar situation in a way.
Right, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm going to try and summarize this. So you have like the incels that don't like it because obviously she's having agency, she's just like dating freely sort of thing. And I think there's something to be said about the fact that she's not really attached to any of the men that she's dated. So she doesn't have like kids with them and all that. If she did, it would be easier for them to like have a negative perception of her, which is obviously a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But
I just think I'm really for, no matter what gender or whatnot, I'm really for people actively dating, actively behaving the way in which they want to, as long as they're being respectful and safe.
yeah,
That's the way in which I see it. So I think more than often we see it where if women decide to, how do I word this without pissing people off? If women decide to date multiple people within a short period,
yeah,
am I right? Is that it? Yeah.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, within a short period, they should be able to without there being any backlash.
Exactly.
The same way in which men do. Do you know what I mean? I feel it's very it's giving me double standards.
Yeah, I mean, look at Future. Look at that.
How many kids
no
has my
one
man
really
got?
judges him that much,
Yeah,
do they?
no, not really.
I feel like some people do, but it's not the same vim. The vim
Good word.
that women that date openly get is so different.
Hundreds.
So, and I'm not gonna lie, yeah, like even with Lori Harvey, you can see how like I don't know if you've seen those Black femininity pages. Have you seen that?
I see them when you share them.
Oh, what? I shared that.
Do you not share them?
No. I'm not a part of that community.
Wait, like Black feminism stuff.
Femininity. They're kind of like, basically, it's like this content. They're like, oh yeah, to attract men.
Oh no, sorry,
feminine.
no.
You have to do your makeup a certain way. You have to lose weight. Like, they love her because, obviously, she's like an acceptable form of a Black woman, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, like. I don't know. I can't think of an example. What's that rapper's name? But we know when dark-skinned Black women are in a similar situation, it's even harsher. So they don't get to be like this icon of, oh, we can get dating tips from this person, or like she's a perfect example of like how we should approach dating. So I think it's important to mention that as well. Even though you've got the incels, you've got the different communities that react to the situation differently.
Yeah. I just, I think she's, do you know, I like her, but I don't really know her like political and like social standpoint. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if I can really.
I don't know if she really has one, to be honest.
Yeah,
like, she doesn't. It's not part of her public image.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
yeah. I mean, she's just living her life.
with a really cute boyfriend.
Yeah,
he is.
I have on her as an individual. I don't have any thoughts, to be honest. It's just more so how people react to her, the way that people are idolizing her. I'm like, this is interesting, and then when people are attacking her, I'm like, this is interesting.
But also, that's not her fault either way, though, in all fairness. Do you know what I mean? Would you not say?
Yeah, I can't control how people react to you. But then obviously I hope that she acknowledges the privileges she has. That's the only thing I would say on that topic. But yeah,
I think we're about to get kicked out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Cool. Right, thank you very much. This is how many times have we tried to do this?
I have no idea.
I want to say 3.
Is it 3?
I want to say 3.
Like it might have been more than 3.
Okay, I'm going to say 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me. It was fun.
Where can people find you? What are the socials?
Mate, I'm Not Magic on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube.
Question. I've always wanted to ask this.
About the name?
Yeah.
Basically, the name. Do you know about the Black Girl Magic?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
For me, obviously, I like the hashtag. I like everything associated with it, but it was just kind of like a play on that Black women shouldn't be expected to be like magical or like this sort of superhuman type thing. I think sometimes that is associated with us. So I just added the British element with mate, and then I'm not magic.
You're a little twist.
Yeah, that was basically the story behind my name.
Okay, right, here for it.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it just me? Are your eyes like a little bit?
So,
But yeah,
the eyes.
Yeah. I don't.
From the light,
it doesn't usually affect me this much, but I don't know what it is today. I'm just like.
I'm not used to it. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I have to be like this.
You have to, because it's like when you look directly into the sun and like you feel like you're gonna go.
Yeah, then also the heat from it a little bit.
Yeah, but the room itself is actually quite cold.
Are you cold? I'm hot.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But I always run hot, to be honest. So.
Everyone, thank you for watching. I need my subscribers to go up, so please pull up.
Yes,
subscribe.
please like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you think of the topics that we discussed today.
Yes, you can tell she's been doing this for longer than me. Right, my name is Jord Howard. This is my podcast, The Winning Side. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe. Are we back next week? We're not back next week. We'll be back soon, though. Right, let's go.
Bye.